Hey, Beth, it's so good to see you again. I love that. Thank you for coming. And Michelle and Darlene are here. Wonderful.
Yes. Good morning, everyone.
So Beth and I were just in class together. We're doing the Animal Reiki for Reiki practitioners.
Okay. Excellent.
Yeah, we talked. In fact, what we were talking about kind of goes in kind of is in alignment with what we're going to talk about today, which is, talking about Animal Reiki, getting shelters, what we do, all that fun stuff.
Which is not always easy.
Nope. And there's Miss Liza. Oh, and Beth.
Yep.
Oh,
People are coming in now.
Great. Welcome, Beth. Welcome, Liza.
Good to see everybody again.
Hey, Beth.
Hey there.
Thanks so much for ordering the template. That was so sweet. And thanks for your patience. I didn't realize we have to do it manually. Or I forgot. Jamie's told me multiple times the process, but I have some kind of brain. I go, how do we do this? I know she's ready to beat me, like Punch and Judy.
That's okay. Thank you.
Thank you.
Glad you got it though, right, Beth?
I think so. I haven't looked. I just assumed it was going to be here. So I was in no rush. I'm sorry if I upset you.
Oh, no, not at all. Not at all. Not at all.
No.
No, not at all.
I wasn't upset.
No worries at all. And I'm glad you pointed that out too. So we should probably have a little thing on on the response or on that says you'll receive it within 24 hours. I don't know if we have that or not.
We have something that you have to check your email. I don't know if we have a time frame on it.
Yeah, we should probably just say within 24 hours so people know not to wait. But anyway, that's for the template if you order it from Animal Bond. So we are here to talk about how to communicate what you do effectively. But before we do that, we will just do really super quick wins because we have lots to cover. So my win is I have some amazing students in my classes and I'm so incredibly grateful. Jamie?
I am seeing better because I got my new glasses and the prescription's been updated. So everything is brighter now.
Oh my God, that's so amazing. Yay. Beth, what is your win for today?
I had 4 distance sessions this week.
Oh, wonderful. Yay. All right. Beth Ritchie, what is your win?
And I started the Animal Reiki for Reiki practitioners course with you today. So yeah.
I'm so glad. Thank you.
Yay.
Liza, give it to us, girl.
Uh-oh.
There we go. I do a meditation circle once a month. And my circle this month, I had my first one with a little one. She was 6 and she came and it was so fun.
Oh my gosh. That is so cool.
That's fun.
Hey, I love that so much. Michelle, welcome. So great to see you. Who do you have joining us?
Oh, this is Zelda.
Oh
my little cranky girl. Say hi.
Zelda. Oh, Zelda.
My win this week, I had 3 new clients sign up with me. So that's great.
Yay.
I love
it. Remember, money loves you. We always have to remember that, right? Money loves us. Money loves me. Money loves me. Change our whole money mindset. Darlene, do you want to share? Oh, Liza's got a little friend too.
Hey there. Sorry, I'm homesick today.
Oh,
no. So my win, gosh, probably, I'd say I probably got my pain management referral after I was 30 days waiting. So
yay.
Yay, excellent.
That will help a lot.
Yeah.
I'm really happy for you.
That will help. So, but
yes, it will.
So I'm going to be.
Oh, you broke up.
Off camera. I'm just watching.
Oh yeah, no worries at all.
Okay, that's
I'm just watching in bed. So.
Yeah, we're sorry you're sick, but we're glad you can join us. That's a win for us. Yay. Wilma.
My win is that I joined the teachers training program.
Yay, Wilma. Wilma is such an incredible animal Reiki practitioner and student and just lover of animals. I am just so proud of her because she's in Canada and she took a course that was animal Reiki, but it was really opposite of what we teach. And when she talked to the Canadian Reiki Association as being listed as an animal Reiki practitioner, they said, well, we're only acknowledging Kathleen Prasad's system. And she was upset because she'd spent a lot of money on her training. And so it was a really big trust dive to trust me in the animal Reiki for Reiki practitioners class. And she took it and she took to it and she resonated with it. And now she's going to be teaching. And so, yay, I'm so proud of you because that was a big journey. That was a really big journey for you. And she was doubtful. She was very doubtful that I was going to teach her anything different. And within the first 2 weeks, she was just, oh my God, life changing.
Blown away, blown
Yep.
away.
Because it's the practice. It is. Diane, thank you so much for joining us. Welcome. We are so glad to have you here. Oh, you're on mute.
That because I wanted to talk to you. I was talking to my Reiki master teacher, the one that, taught, because I took all my classes up to Reiki master teacher with her and animal Reiki. And she said, when I told her I was taking animal Reiki again, because it's a different process, she says, tell her, I knew Kathleen before she took the trademark of lead animal. She says, I do it pretty much the same way. She says, tell her my name. It's Cheryl Berger.
Oh, yeah, Cheryl. Yeah.
Yeah. So I had originally taken animal Reiki with her. She says, I teach it pretty much the same way as she does.
Oh, she does. She learned the same way.
Yeah.
No, Cheryl. So Cheryl
Yeah.
was one of our founding members at the Shelter Animal Reiki Association. She was our graphic person for a very long time.
Right.
We love Cheryl so much. She is a sister to us. And so that's very exciting.
Yeah.
are
Yeah,
her
I was
students.
excited about that too. So she says, oh, please tell her. If you told her my name, she'd know.
Oh God, yeah, I love Cheryl. I actually missed seeing her in person when she came to San Francisco quite a few years ago, but Kathleen got to meet her in person. So
Yeah.
we absolutely adore, appreciate, and have so much
And she
gratitude.
works with shelter animals for 15 years. And I took all my classes up to Reiki Master Teacher with her plus animal, Reiki.
Oh my God, that's lovely.
Yeah, I just figured
Yeah, give her a huge hug for me.
I will.
Absolutely
I will.
adore her.
I
Well,
will.
thank you so much, Diane. We're so happy that you're here. So we are all here today because we're going to talk about how we talk about animal Reiki, right, Jamie?
Yes. And I'm sure that's a question everybody has asked. I know I have, I'm sure Leah has. How in the world do we talk about animal Reiki to people who maybe have never even heard about it? It can be challenging, to say the least. And, I found that it depends on who I'm talking to, how I speak about it. Because, Reiki is a really charged word. Either people think it's some kind of woo-woo thing and they don't want anything to do with it, or they think, oh, I already know all about that, and they kind of shut down, not realizing that the way that we practice is much different than a typical human Reiki session or what a lot of people think of Reiki. So there's a lot of obstacles in our way that we have to overcome. But I think when we recognize, first off, are we talking to a shelter or a vet or a pet parent, or a rescue group? It's not going to be, we're not going to approach those groups in the exact same way. And I think that's important to remember, that it's okay to adjust our message for who we are speaking to. Like, if it's a vet, we're not going to talk to a pet parent the way we do a vet's office, for sure. And so it's okay to adjust our message. I do that all the time. I don't know about you, Leah. I think you probably do too.
Well, I think before we even get to our messaging too, it's like, let's talk a little bit about what you said about how Reiki is a charged word. So right out the gate, we do animal Reiki, right? So animal Reiki. If you're talking to someone, like you said, Jamie, who maybe doesn't know, like a vet may not even know, but you'd be surprised at how many people know what Reiki is. But maybe they have no idea. So I was telling my students this week, it's like saying, I do animal bobbity bobbity boop. And they're going to go, what is animal bobbity bobbity boop? And it's like, well, it's this really great thing. But the word Reiki, you might as well be saying bobbity bobbity boop, right? Because they don't know what it is. I remember when I worked at a law firm and I'd say, I'm going to go do animal Reiki at the shelter. They were like, oh, that is so weird. They didn't even know what it was. They didn't even know what it could do, but they were just like, you're so weird. And so then they would tease me like, oh, where's your cauldron? Where's your witch's broom? All these things. Cause they had no clue about what it was. And so, you know, I would share little bits and pieces, but once I said the word Reiki, it's kind of like they dismissed it immediately. And then, like what Jamie was saying, it can be a really charged word in the fact that people already know Reiki and they say, I already know what you're doing. So then maybe the people are assuming you do hands-on, or you're directing your energy, or you're beaming energy. So that can be good and bad too, because maybe a practitioner will go, oh yeah, I know what you do. And she might be more open to what you're sharing. But then someone else who does Reiki could be really closed off. And then a shelter who's had a bad experience with Reiki, like this happened at the San Francisco SPCA, they will be completely shut down to you. They will say, we absolutely do not accept Reiki because of what's happened. So when we talk about our messaging, I have always found ever since we started talking about meditation, I don't even know when this was. It was maybe 2010, that meditation with animals is what I do. And that will get all your doors open for you, because nobody has a problem with meditation. Meditation isn't a hands-on thing. So you immediately, nobody's going to think you're doing hands-on. Meditation is a very calming practice, and most people out there know at least one benefit about meditation. So if you want people to understand what you do, because at the crux, I mean, wouldn't you agree, Jamie, at the crux of this, meditation is what we do. We're not doing any special sauce Reiki here.
Absolutely. And that's what I have gone to. And Leah knows this, but I've kind of stepped back even from my classes because I needed to take a break and focus in on the meditative part of it and the animal-led meditation, because we gain as many benefits as the animals do when we sit with an animal and we meditate. And it's a really powerful thing. And so I find, and I have found, because recently I've approached the college here with the idea to do a community education class of animal-led meditation, and they love the idea. Now, had I gone in and said animal Reiki, I don't think it would have been the same response. But so I find it just opens more doors. And people, meditation is kind of a hot topic these days, right? Mindfulness, meditation, which really is what we as practitioners are living, right? That's our practice, the mindfulness, the meditation. And so when you go in and you say, oh, I meditate with animals, well, animals, I mean, the number of households that own pets has grown tremendously over the last 10 years. Meditation has grown tremendously over the last 10 years. So now you've got two topics that people have heard about, maybe even, have pets in their home, or they may meditate. And so they're going to be much more open to that language.
And I think that that's really important to note, because if you want doors to open for you, you have to meet people where they can understand you, right? You have to meet people where they could see a benefit. Hey, Mary Lynn, I didn't get to say hello. So hello, and thank you so much for joining us. It's so good to see you.
I look forward to this.
Oh, great. So we really want to use meditation, because if you look at our practice, I think all of us here are practicing, that it is meditation based. It is not hands-on based, right? We don't direct, we don't beam. And so really, and since animals, and the easiest way you can then to the next step explain this is animals are energetic beings, right? They don't talk. They use their energy to decide if something's dangerous or safe, or if if they can rest, relax, or whatever that is, right? And that's what we're doing. We're creating this energetic connection. Now, that might be a step too far. So you can just say, when I meditate, I bring my energy into balance. And so my energy is calm. And that is what the animals pick up on. That is what they respond to. And when they are calm, like in a shelter situation, when they're calm, then they can heal or be trained or whatever it is that they might need out of that animal, right? So if they're in a shelter and they're completely stressed and people are afraid, oh my gosh, they're not going to get adopted because this dog is so crazy, then you could offer to sit with the animal and help bring calm and peace to that animal. And then that animal could be more adoptable. But it's really about taking apart what we do and simplifying it. What we do at the end of the day is meditation. That is all it is. It's just meditation, and meditation for peace within ourselves and peace with animals. So I'd like to open it up, since we kind of got just this basics, and we'll give some more tips, but what are issues that you're having? Because that could help us in helping you to talk about it. So if anyone wants to share, animals are sensitive to our energy. Yes, Marilyn. Absolutely. That's why we have to be calm when we go in, right? Because if we're stressed, that's what they pick up on. If we're sad, that's what we pick up on. If we're mad, that's what they pick up on. And they don't have to know who we're mad at or why we're mad. It's just that energy of it. But
Right.
as humans, we're so dull to that, right? We're completely numb to energy. We might be able to feel someone's bad mood when they're like, no, everything's fine. But it doesn't affect us like it does animals. It doesn't make us feel sick or worried or stressed or, whatever, or weak or whatever that is. It is an energy, and we have to, and that's why we have the precepts. That's why we have our practice and our breathing. So does anyone want to share maybe a situation or some difficulty that they are having in sharing what we do? And you can raise your hand or just, okay, Beth, go ahead. Beth B.
Yeah. How do we get to the healing part?
Well, I would leave the healing part out, because don't keep yourself unmuted, because I want to ask you. So why, Beth, why would you be talking about healing? So like what, give us a background of why you would bring up healing, or why you feel it's necessary to bring up healing. You're on mute, by the way.
Well, because I thought that's why we do this.
Well, I wouldn't say we heal in like a traditional sense, and that's why we have to be careful of that word heal. Because if you say heal, because it's perception, right? If you come in and you tell me, I'm here to help heal your dog, what does that look like? What does that even mean? Does that mean my dog is going to be perfect after you do a session? Does that mean my dog is never going to, do you know what I'm saying? So what we can say though, is that what we do is we help support the animal's emotional needs, and their emotions can prevent them from healing, right? So let's say you have a dog that's really stressed in the shelter. If their emotional needs aren't being met, then they might stay stressed. But if we can come in and sit with them and bring that peace and calm, then that can help them. If an animal has an ailment and isn't healing in the traditional sense, like they have like maybe a wound that's not healing, or mange that isn't healing, then we can come and sit with that animal and help them feel supported and loved in a way that they're not getting in the shelter. And that can help with their healing. But what we're doing is we're supporting their own healing journey. Because if we say that we're healers, we have to take responsibility for the fact that the healing doesn't happen. Maybe the animal passes. Does that mean that it wasn't healed? Or does that mean that it was bound to happen anyway, but the animal was able to let go, feeling loved and seen and feeling important? Does that help, Beth?
Yeah.
Because if, that's, and I'm glad you brought that up, don't you think, Jamie? Because healing is that's another charged word.
Yes, absolutely. It's a charged word. And I like, I don't even I don't like to say the word healing. Sometimes it comes out because we just really are used to saying it or don't have another word for it. But it's just, holding space for them and recognizing that these are individuals just like I am that have their own will, that will make their own decisions. And I just go in and create a very peaceful space. And I need to be I need to become peaceful. And that's all I'm really doing is I go in when I'm with an animal, I become peaceful. And then what they want to do is up to them, because even doctors, if you break a bone, I mean, you can go in and get your leg set, or if you need surgery, yes, they can do things to you, but do they heal you? No, your body heals itself. I mean, they assist the healing, right? But they're not doing the healing. The body, our body does the healing. And it's the same with the animals. We can go in and assist and hold space, but we're not doing healing. I don't look at it as doing healing. And, it's going to be different for everybody, what their intentions are, why we're doing Animal Reiki. But for me, it's just to hold space and to make this connection. And I truly believe that I get healed more than they do. That it just touches my soul when I'm with them. And I get more benefits from meditating with animals than probably the animals get from me. I don't know, but.
And I like how you said that, because, healing, it is going to happen, right? There will be a healing of sorts. But if we say, oh, I'm a healer, or you're taking on a lot of responsibility, and then you're taking on that person's perception of healing.
Yeah.
But then when you don't meet their perception of healing, it is a disappointing thing. And now they're like, well, she's not very good.
Mhm.
She didn't do a healing thing. But what happens, what we can share is that, look, we help support those emotional needs. And when an animal's emotional needs are being met, then they can heal in a more traditional sense, like you were saying, Jamie, like with the doctor, then
Yeah.
in a more traditional sense, they may be able to heal. But also it goes deeper than that what we bring is an emotional healing. So it may not be noticeable right away from the outset, but maybe the dog will bark less. Maybe the cat will start to become more social. Maybe the horse will become more social. Maybe the horse will be more engaging. There's all these things that can happen because of this. But saying that we're healers is a very dangerous thing. And especially because with animals, we never want to go in there, I'm the healer, you're broken, right? And you can share that. We don't look at animals as broken. We look at them as needing support. And that's what we bring, is support. We don't bring a traditional, I'm going to heal you, because what does that even mean? But we do bring in emotional support. And that is something we've proven time and time and time again. Shut down animals become more open. Yes, Marilyn, you don't fix, because there's nothing broken. We support. And that's something that I like, that, not healers. I'm just writing this down for notes.
Yeah. And even some of the books where they say Usui always said, heal the mind and your body will follow.
Right.
Right.
That's what
So even in the traditional teachings, he wasn't trying to heal. It was all about the mind. So I think that's important to remember. And it's really hard. I mean, I've had people whose dogs, the vets have said, there's nothing more we can do. They call me. I hate those calls because, I want to go and support the animal, but I know what they want. They want their pet back. And most likely the animal's dying of cancer. Can I help with the transition? Absolutely. But that's not where the people are coming from. And they have it in their mind that maybe this will be a magic cure, and we're not a magic cure. So the words matter with what we say. We say healing.
Absolutely. And then Wilma was asking for the quote about Usui, and that's it's actually in your, in the chair treatment section of your class. And then also when you get your manuals, it's also in the chair section, because it's all about the basis of why we do a chair treatment, because that's what Usui did, because he believed that if the mind was healed, your body will follow. But that is in your materials, Wilma. So who else? Oh, is there another? I don't know if there's another mind-body connection. Yeah, Mary Lynn. So does anyone else want to share like some difficulty they've had in expressing this? or any other question about how you can share it and who you can share it to. And
Or
what
if you've had successes,
Yeah,
share it in a way
absolutely.
that, it really connected. We'd love to hear that. We can all use that. Oh,
Yeah,
there we
Wilma.
go.
Oh, and then we'll get to you, Mary Lynn. Yeah. Oh, and then Liza. Okay, perfect. Go ahead.
Okay.
Wilma.
The other day, I was grooming this husky, and previously he's bit me several times due to injuries. So when I did the chair treatment with Kevin and I saw positive results, I offered to do the same thing for her. I said, come in. I said, I'll groom your dog. And I said, once the grooming is done, I said, you're going to stay an extra 20 minutes. And I said, I'm going to do a session on both of you. I said, you're going to feel what Toby's going to feel. So after I started, and Toby was going around my room, whining and everything. And then after 2-3 minutes, he settled down and he just stretched out. And I took a picture to show her he had fallen asleep. So after the session was over, I tapped her on the shoulder. She said, I almost fell asleep after 20 minutes. So she wants a session now with her and her dog, like the full session. So she's going to schedule later on down the road when it gets warmer. And we're going to do that. So that was, and she was skeptical too.
And and I love that you said that, Wilma, because that's something that all of us can do. If you go to a shelter, you can say, I can give you a chair treatment so you can understand exactly what the animals are going to feel. You can do that. That's really easy. If you don't know the chair treatment, just contact us. We can show it to you, teach you how to do that. But most of you, I think, have learned that. So that is something. So thank you so much for sharing that, Wilma. That's really important because letting the people see and feel what's happening is so huge. And I love too, because most of the time the animals are stressed because the person is stressed. So if we get the person calm, it goes right down to the animal. Mary Lynn.
Yes. So some Sunday or Monday morning, I got a text. A friend was driving. It's really crazy. A friend was driving her car and was asking the universe for a sign at some point to help her figure out if she's on the right path. Well, lo and behold, right after that, she hears a boom, a thud in at her car. She stops, looks, gets out and looks. It's an owl that ran into her car. So she goes out. She had a box and blanket in her car, picked the owl up. Okay, put him in. Found the person in the rehab right there that evening. So she texts me and asks if I could send this owl Reiki while he is in the rehab hospital being treated and helped. So I certainly did. That was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Today, she called me and said that he is improving, and the treatment, what they've been doing for him. And then she said to me, she says, I don't really understand animal Reiki. So I'm just so grateful, but I don't understand it. I said, well, let's get together and I can talk to you about it. And, there's other reasons that she and I will get together, but it was something that she saw the benefit of firsthand. And she did send me a picture of him today. And oh my God, he's beautiful. Oh, just so beautiful. He has some head issues, but he's more alert today, and she saved his life, but I just thought the whole thing, she said, I don't really understand it. And I said, yeah, well, let's get together and I'll explain it.
That's great. That's
Yeah,
fantastic.
but it was just like life its own self kind of, presented itself
That's wonderful.
with, a friend who is seeing the benefits,
right,
and together with the medical help, of course, and then is eager to learn about it, and perhaps and I'll also suggest if she wants to take this Let Animals lead.
That's wonderful, Marilyn. Thank you
Yeah.
so much. Thanks for sharing that. I'm so glad the owl is better.
Me
Thank you.
too. Yeah.
Liza.
In my laptop. So let's see, a couple of things. One, I had a new client on Sunday. Yeah. I did a chair treatment. It was for her son's cat. They have 3 cats that live in the house, and they have some cats outside also. So she wanted me to come specifically for one cat, but she's like, well, all my cats have issues. And I'm like, okay, well, it works for everybody. We're all going to be in this space together. And I said, if you'd like, I'll do a chair treatment for you really quick so you can see what it feels like for them. And so I just did 3 minutes, because I do 3-minute chair sessions when I do market in the summertime. And in 6 months last year in market, I had one person tell me they didn't feel anything. This was the second person. She told me, well, my brain was too busy. I just didn't feel anything. And I'm like, that's okay. So that doesn't mean it wasn't working. But so I sat for about 40 minutes on the floor with her cats and her. She sat with me the whole time. And when we were done, she's like, wow, I feel so much more relaxed. And then she watched her cats. 2 of the 3 came in and out of the space, and she watched. She's like, yeah, they definitely knew something was going on. So not to get discouraged if a little chair session sometimes doesn't quite work, and they don't get it. Because I was a little discouraged for a hot second. I'm like, it's fine. And then later it was good. And then yesterday, when we were talking about how to explain things, I have a client that I go to her home, I work with her animals and her, and it's a trade, part cash, because my service is more. And gratefully, she pays me part cash, because I was cool with doing straight across trade, but she's like, no, your service is more. So anyways, the trade is because she teaches me guitar. So she was on the table yesterday. I was working with her, not her animals yesterday, but of course her cat jumps up on the table while we're doing it and everything. My main point about this is that when we were done, she says, oh, I feel so much better. And I said, me too. And she's like, really? I said, yeah. I said, I feel the same thing that you feel. I feel just as good as you feel when we're done. I said, and I don't remember exactly how it came out. I said, because I'm not doing something to you. I'm creating this space for the energy to flow, for both of our energies to be doing what they need to be doing. And she's like, oh, really? And she knew about Reiki already. And I guess I always thought that she knew, and I've never explained it, but she didn't understand. But that went over really well, because she was really open and receptive. But yeah, she didn't realize that I'm not doing something to her. I'm just holding space. So it was a really good experience.
I love that you said that, because a lot of times people think that we're giving, and a lot of practitioners think they're giving, so they feel depleted afterwards. And instead, when we just bring our energy into balance and we meditate, there's no depletion. We might feel really relaxed and we feel tired, but there's no depletion of ourselves and our energy. I love that. Did you want to say something, Jamie?
No, I agree. I think that's because, a lot of people will say, oh, I get so tired, I get so drained right after doing a Reiki session. And that shouldn't be the result of it at all.
Because we're not giving, we're just creating balance in ourselves.
Yeah, we're just going inward to our source, and
it's a beautiful space. Mel, welcome.
Yes, Mel joined us.
Talking about how we talk about Animal Reiki to people in the public. And so Not sure.
Yeah,
if you're-
sorry, I had lunch with my mom today, so I was a little late.
That's okay.
That's all
I
right.
wanted to share quickly a big win.
Yeah.
I officially got my domain name registered.
Hey.
So now I just gotta start working on a website, but I am so excited about that. It's not out there at all. There is nothing similar out there, so I'm pretty stoked about that. And yeah, I just wanted to share that real quick.
Don't use Wix.
Excellent.
Do not use Wix.
No, absolutely not.
Mm.
I actually built a website once before on Wix and it was really difficult.
Oh no, Wix is horrible. They want you to make it seem like it's the greatest, latest thing, and it's not. It's horrible, and you'll never be
It
able to
is.
scale up with a Wix.
No, I agree with you. I agree.
Great. Well, thank you. So, does anyone else have questions about or want to share about this? Because that's what these calls are for. Yeah, Beth Ritchie.
Is there ever a point where you're just like, no, it's not worth my, like, so I work in a shelter and my colleagues they're just not spiritual. They're not in that way at all. They're very closed off to all of that. So I'll just go off on my own and meditate with the dogs, like when they're on like their break or whatever. And I have tried with them, but I think there's no point. And if I'm going to be giving it to, well, I'm not giving it, I'm sharing it with the animals as well, then they don't need to get it. Like, so there's some people that you just don't bother with. Yeah.
I love that you said that, because that will happen. There are people, but the wonderful thing is the more you do it and the more they start to see that the animals are calm and the more that they start to become calm around you, they're going to know that something is working. Well, it's just like I've shared about the Humane Society Silicon Valley. They called it Reiki. They didn't know what it was, even though I'd been there like 3 or 4 years. They still didn't know what it was, but they knew that the animals were calm when I was with them. So they would just say, can you sit with this cat? So, another thing, Beth, is that we have to be really confident in what we're doing, because when at the law firm, I was confident. I'm like, you guys can say whatever you want. Yeah. I left my broom at home. I'm just going to fly. I'm more powerful than that. I can just snap my fingers and I'm going to get there. You just got to be powerful. It's like, yeah, what I have is a gift for these animals. I mean, it's special. And the fact too, like when you go and like, even if you went to a zoo or a wild and you meditate, like Jamie has shared with the gorilla, the big ape, the silverback ape, you meditate with the tigers, you meditate with the bears, the alligators, the crocodiles, whatever that is. You tell people, yeah, I meditate with tigers. They go, what? Like, I'm lucky I've been going to care for almost 13 years. So I can say, yeah, I meditate with bears, tigers, crocodiles, snakes. And then people go, wow, that's incredible. Because it's a gift that we have, not like that we're giving, but the animals are giving to us. So when you have that confidence, it's like, it's how I connect to animals. It's how they connect to me. It's how they feel safe. That changes the conversation, right? And so we have to be confident in what we're doing when we share this, because if we're sharing it like, well, I meditate with animals and yeah, it helps and they can find peace. But if we're like, well, I meditate with animals because animals connect with energy, and when my energy is calm, they become calm. It's very simple. It's not a bunch of, like, I remember when I first started learning Animal Reiki, and I know that you probably experienced this, Jamie. It was like, oh my God, just trying to explain what we did was this is an ancient Japanese system and it started with hands-on, but we don't do hands-on, blah, 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 blah. And it was like, oh my gosh, shoot me now. I could never get it. It was just like, it took me a couple years to really effectively say what we do. And that was really getting down to brass tacks, which is basically, hey, we meditate with animals and I help them. And that's how we establish trust. And that's how we establish a relationship, is through that connection. When I'm calm, the animal's calm. And that's what helps them. Now they can heal, they can trust, they can do whatever it is that they need to do. But this is just a supportive system. And Jamie, I don't know if you want to say something about that as well.
I mean, I have spent many years in law enforcement and fire, and people who typically are much more conservative and not open to these kind of ideas. And, even in some of the shelters, the people I've run into, they're like, but you know what? I found that you cannot convince people that this is a good thing with words. There are some people you'll never convince them with your words, no matter what you say, that this is beneficial to the animals. And, you know, so I don't even bother, you know, but how you carry yourself, your presence, they're going to feel that. They're going to know something about you is different. They're not going to be able to explain it. They, you know, that's okay. They don't have to. And they're going to see you with the animals. The shelter I go to, the woman is, well, the rescue, I should say, sanctuary. And, you know, she grew up on a cattle farm, a dairy farm. And I don't know, she's 60 years old and she throws hay on her shoulder and she runs out to feed the pigs and she's tough, you know, and she doesn't even really understand what I do after all the years of being out there. But she'll tell me, she said, I don't get what you do, but I know the animals are different when you're here.
Yeah.
And to her, that's all that matters because she loves those animals. So she doesn't have to understand it. We don't talk about it. It's like, but she knows they're different when I'm here. And she sees how they respond to me. And she loves her animals and knows them so well that she knows something that she doesn't understand is happening. And she's okay with that.
No, it's the same at CARE too. At the wildlife sanctuary for a few years, Kristen, she didn't really put a lot of emphasis on Reiki, even though, when we would go out there for Kathleen's classes, the animals would get really calm and they'd stay calm. I think it was after we'd been going maybe 3 or 4 years, maybe the 4th year, she started to acknowledge to strangers, oh, they're here doing animal Reiki and the animals are really calm when they're here and they're calm for like a week after they leave. And this time when we were there, she was telling everybody that, like anybody that came on property, oh, this is so great. Well, they give tours. They're not open to the public. You have to pay for a private tour. And there were a couple tours and I could hear her saying, oh, and her staff talking about it too, which they never did before. Oh, these are animal Reiki people. They meditate with the animals become really calm. And people were like, oh, wow. So now there's buy-in from CARE, but it took a long time. And like with Jamie, the owner of the sanctuary, she may or may not ever be interested in doing it herself, but she knows it works and she welcomes it. Or a pregnant mare rescue where I used to go, she doesn't really do Reiki, but she understands that it helps her animals. Anything that's going to help animals, usually people are open to. But when you get people like what Jamie had at the police station or what I had at the law firm, some of those people look at animals as property or they look at animals as nothing, right? They don't have a connection with animals. So really the only people you're going to get buy-in from are people who truly love and understand animals and know that they need more than what we have to offer. So when we did the conference, when the Shelter Animal Reiki Association did the conference recently, it was all about different ways that we can support animals. All of those people were animal people. So they understood that what we were offering was different and supportive of the animals. We weren't forcing anything on. So that's how we can build bridges with people that maybe other systems can't, because we're not woo-woo. It's really based in science because it's meditation, and that we're not trying to quote heal. And that's why that word heal can be really negative sometimes, Beth B. It's because then we're like acting like, oh, well, we're healers. We're healers. It's like, well, if you're a healer, then you should be able to heal whatever happens. And again, that's that perception. So when we can be calm and tell people this is what we do and have confidence in that, and then they see it happen or they don't see it happen. I mean, you're going to be with people who aren't going to be at the shelter with you. So, there's just people who will never understand, and that's okay, because you have a tribe. And that's why we have a place like this where we all come together, because we understand each other and we can support each other and help each other get through those times when people look at you like you're crazy. I mean, that was always hard for me. I'm like, but this is so incredible. This is so great. Why don't you want this for your animals? It's like, you're weird, it's like, sounds weird. It's woo woo. And then when you're first starting off, it's really hard to find the words to say what it is that you do. So it can feel really intimidating and uncomfortable, right? But that's why we're talking about this, to give you the words that you can use to help yourself. Don't say animal Reiki, especially to people that you don't think would even know what it is, or maybe they do know what it is. Just say, I meditate with animals. And people go, oh my God, I have never had one person, I don't know about you, Jamie, I've never had one person not say, oh my God, that's cool. What do you do? Like, but when I was saying I do animal Reiki, they go, oh, okay. Yeah.
Yeah, the meditation people seem to respond to it.
I think anybody responds to it. I don't
Yeah.
even think like people who meditate, I feel like meditation is one of those words that people are like, oh, wow, I've never heard of meditation with animals. That's different. But it sounds cool as opposed to it sounds weird, right?
Yes, absolutely. That's what the director of programming at the college told me. So when I said, animal-led meditation or animal meditation is what I was saying, he goes, this is a win-win for both of us. None of the colleges have this. And he's all excited because they're going to be the first. Right. And he said, and it'll benefit you, which of course it will because of the marketing that they do. But so here is a college. Now that's usually, they're pretty in the box and you have your steps that you have to go through and they're not necessarily open to the spiritual realm. Right. But he was all excited about the idea that they were going to be able to offer this animal meditation class.
And so, Jamie, what are you billing that as? Like, how are you selling that? Is it a class where people are going to learn how to go deeper with meditation, or is it a class where they're going to learn how to help their animals?
I am selling this as a class where they're going to learn how to go deeper with their animals.
So go deeper into, so this is for people who like meditation, who want to go deeper with their animals.
It's for people who love pets, because there's also a portion, it's called the pet effect, and kind of what I'm calling it right now, the pet effect. But we're going to talk about the human animal bond and how the beneficial relationship between humans and animals really is what this class is about. Whether it's for both of us, the animals benefit, we benefit. So there's a segment on the human animal bond and the benefits of that. There's a segment on meditation, just pure meditation, the benefits of that. There's a segment how to meditate with your animals, and they get to do that. So it's a little bit of both, the benefits of this human animal relationship, why that's important, how we benefit, how the animals benefit. And guess what? When you meditate with them, it takes it off the charts.
And so that's a really good thing you can use to sell your own animal Reiki, is that this strengthens the human animal bond,
right?
By creating trust, by creating, mutual respect. So I think that, thanks so much for sharing that.
Yeah.
I think that that's something that we can all benefit from, is remembering that this is all about the human animal bond. And when you use those words, that too can help you, because you're saying something that's more kind of on the scientific thing. Oh, the human animal bond is being studied. The human animal bond
is
something that's really important for many different things, for helping children with autism, for helping children read,
right.
For helping elderly people in homes feel loved and seen, right? So the human animal bond is huge.
And there's a lot of research being done on it now, which is wonderful. We don't have that with Reiki, but there's colleges that are, and organizations that are studying the benefits of the human animal bond, and they're doing research on it. So we have the science to back us up. So if you're going into a vet clinic, guess what? You have science, you have veterinary colleges that actually have branches of the human animal bond. So now they're going to take you much more serious than if you say, oh, I do animal Reiki. It's like, that's not in the veterinary realm usually. Sometimes it is, but for the most part, if you can go in and you can talk their language, then they're going to be much more receptive.
Well, and that's a good point too about, look up research for meditation and animals, as far as like There is one guy did one with mice in meditation. I don't think it was a very good study, but just like children in reading books, right? Or just like how pets help the elderly in retirement homes and in assisted living homes. There's research out there that supports the human animal bond, and this just enhances that. So you can find meditation studies that show how meditation helps humans. And you could say, when I meditate, it's not only helping me, but it's helping the animal, and the animal gets the same benefits. They feel, more supported, less depressed, less anxious, all of those things that humans get. Yeah, Beth, B.
It's actually, it's not funny, but it is funny to me. But I'm a meditation instructor with the American Meditation Society, and I have been for 20 years. And one of the first things in the manual, it says to keep your animals out of the room because they crawl into your lap when you try to meditate.
Isn't that so funny?
Now I know why. Yeah.
I was just sharing that in class to Beth. Like, I was talking to a girl at Chewy, and we were talking about what I did. And she goes, oh yeah, whenever I meditate, my dog tries to get in, so I shut him out. And I'm just like, well, maybe try doing it with your dog when, let him in, because they're trying to show us that that's why they're that way. I remember in my entrepreneur group, this one guy, Simon from Australia, was like, oh, I have these 2 cats and I try to meditate and they just want to come in, so I have to lock them out. And I was just like, well, Simon, can we just try? But it's harder with men. They're not. So Wilma, you said I got told one day that it was all in my head. Do you want to expand on that? And then we'll go to our meditation to close.
Yeah, when I was talking about Animal Reiki.
Oh.
Somebody, well, this was before that I knew all of this, okay? The way that I had been trained before.
Right.
And I literally got told, no, it's not you, it's all in your head. And what's in your head is not real. So forget about it. And I'm there, yeah, okay. But
oh my God,
it's like, you're a skeptic, you're a non-believer. Well, you're not going to be doing it on my pet because no, it just doesn't work. And it's like, okay.
Exactly. And that's okay. Because people will come around when they're ready to. People have to be ready. So we're coming down to the end. Does anyone have any closing questions or anything really quickly? And then we can go into our meditation. Yeah, Liza, please.
Just really quick, Jamie and Leah, I would love to talk to you guys later offline about the whole school thing. So Leah, here in, actually, I think it's a Portland address, but one of the community colleges, Portland community colleges here, it's the Rock Creek campus. They actually have farm animals on site. And I've been thinking about going there to see about, doing Reiki with their animals. But man, if we could teach a class there, how cool would that be? So food for thought. I would love to chat with you guys later about that.
Yeah, absolutely. I think so. I think that there's a lot of colleges that have, Cal Poly in San Luis Obispo is an agricultural college. So they might be interested in something like that on how to bring stress relief techniques to their animals. I think that it's really, we'll see how this goes for Jamie and see how it's received. But I think that definitely we can figure something out about that. But great. I'm excited for that. So thanks. So anybody else have a last closing question or comment? If not, we'll go for our meditation. Oh, Marilyn. Yes.
Could sometime we have a short discussion about how to register your business?
That usually depends on each city and state. To have it as state registry, you just go to the Secretary of State and it'll say how to register your business. So every state has their own portal. So go to the Secretary of State, and then you'll also have to register with your city. So then you go to the city's portal, or I would just call the city too, because they're usually pretty nice at the city level. and just say, I need to start a business, and what do I need to know? And they usually have resources for you. Chamber of Commerce is another really great resource, your local Chamber of Commerce,
Yep.
because they have, Maryland, they usually have a lot of free help from experts.
Oh, okay, great. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah, absolutely. All right, so let's get into a meditation.
Right.
Okay. You can see I'm tired. I'm all zenned out because we had a really great class earlier. So, all right, so let's get set in our normal position, and we're going to do the Joshin Kokyoho breathing because Beth is learning that, and I know it's something that we all do. And so we're going to go into Gasho, and let's just take a couple deep breaths in this position. Breathing in through your nose, pulling it deep, deep into your belly, even deeper still, and then letting it out. Do that a couple more times. And with each out breath, you're releasing all this tension and stress you might be holding on to in your body. And whenever you're ready, you can go back to just a normal breath. And we'll set our intention that we're open to receive whatever it is that we need most at this moment in time. And let us invite any animals that need extra support at this time to join us in this beautiful healing circle we are creating. And whenever you're ready, you can put your hands face up or face down in your lap, keeping your eyes closed to cut out all distractions. And as you breathe in, I want you to imagine you're breathing in a beautiful golden light. And you're pulling that light deep into your belly. And when the light hits your belly, it ignites a beautiful light within you. This is your own personal light. As you breathe in and out, feel the light within you growing stronger. Your light can be any color. It can be gold, white, purple, green. It could be multicolored. This is your own personal healing light. It is who you are at your core. It is your beautiful essence. And as you breathe in and out, imagine that light and feel that light expanding throughout your entire body. Feel that beautiful sensation of light and love filling your body, expanding throughout every cell of your being. And when you are so full of light, feel that light starting to seep out into the space around you. As you breathe in and out, the light within you grows stronger and stronger until you become this light of perfect love, joy, peace. It is your perfect self. It is who you truly are. This is the light that animals and humans in your environment connect to. And in this space, we are all one. In this beautiful space of love, we can easily connect. And let us just sit for a moment and see ourselves as love and light and feel that deep emotion of love within us. Feeling happier, stronger, more loving with every breath in and out. I want you to slowly start to bring yourself back. But as you bring yourself back into the room, back into your chair, keep this beautiful space of love and light within you, tapping back into it whenever you feel stressed, whenever you feel off balance, knowing that this is who you truly are. You are not anger. You are not worry. You are beautiful, loving light, and you are perfect. So we bring our hands back into Gasho, and we give thanks to ourselves for being here, for being open to this beautiful meditation, and for holding space for all who joined us. And we give thanks to all the animals who joined us in this space. And whenever you're ready, you can open your eyes and bring your hands down. Thank you so much, everyone. That was really wonderful.
That was so nice, Leah. Thank you.
Mel has a quick question. Before I get to you, Mel, just really quickly, we'll make a list in next week's email that kind of goes over what we talked about. And I'll also put some links to some articles of Kathleen's that you can also hand out, including the Let Animals Lead graphic. Thanks so much, Michelle. Thanks for joining us. Thank you, Wilma. Have a wonderful day. Mel, so go ahead.
I just wanted to say that this is really my favorite meditation. And it is not only my favorite meditation, but it is the way you do it.
Oh, thank you.
I went back and I listened to I'm glad I have the recordings of my Reiki for Reiki practitioners class, because I started listening to them again just to be refreshed on it. And I have that. I cut this piece out, just that meditation part out, so I could do this with you very often.
Oh, that's so sweet.
I love it, but I've been reviewing all my class material, and I'm so happy that I have it due to the taking it online is such a huge thing, you know. So, but I love it. So I want to say thank you.
Thank you so much, Mel. That's so sweet of you. I really appreciate that. Yeah, it's a beautiful meditation. And Beth is just learning this one in the Animal Reiki for Reiki practitioners class as well. And it's our foundational meditation. It's what helps us to get connected to who we truly are inside. And it reminds us that we are all a beautiful light, but we've lost sight of that. We think that we are this person that is stressed or grumpy or bitchy or whatever people want to label us as. And really, we're not. We are a loving, kind, generous, peaceful person. And when we cultivate that within us, that's what the animals see. That's what the animals connect with. So yes, thank you. And yes, happy International Women's Day. Yes.
Yeah.
And we have Beth here to make it truly international.
That's right.
Thank you so much, everyone.
All right. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye.
Bye. Hey.